Hi again, I'm just Steve, and it's time for more questions from my high school kids. Here we go. Cats or dogs? Rabbits. What is your favorite book? As Elvis Presley said in Double Trouble, the one I've got my arms around. My favorite book is always the one I'm reading right now, although I always suspect the next one might be even better. Would you rather listen to music or have quiet? Music appropriate to the moment, and when quiet is appropriate, it becomes a kind of music even itself. Why? I would hate to disappoint John Kennedy by surrendering to the question why. Let us always challenge those mired in the status quo and aspire to our higher ambitions and continue to ask the questions, why not? Why is the sky blue? Because of the way skylight is refracted by water vapor and other elements in the atmosphere. Are you excited for Eminem's new album? Well, to be honest, there are Detroiters who are very proud of Marshall Mathers, and there are some of us who are slightly less impressed. I have to admit, I'm in the latter camp. Have you ever been in a physical fight? In 6th grade, I picked a fight with Joey Luoma, and to this day, I don't know exactly why. It just seemed like something that you should do at one point in your life, and 6th grade seemed like the time to do it. What's the craziest thing you've ever done? I've never done anything crazy. I mean, not certifiably. But it all seemed like a good idea at the time. Red or blue? This was always one of my great dilemmas, trying to decide whether red or blue was my favorite color. It kept shifting back and forth, depending on my mood. And then, when my first daughter got just about old enough to be ready to enter kindergarten, was learning all her colors, she told me one time that my favorite color was green. Since that day, I've never chosen to argue with her, so now it's green. Her favorite color at the time? Rainbow. When will I meet One Direction? You will meet them eventually if you don't give up the dream. I have a pretty good feeling that they'll wind up on the state fair circuit eventually, and at that point, it should be pretty easy to find them. When did you have your first kiss? Not until I was a freshman in college. It was worth waiting for. How deep is the ocean? Very. Rihanna or Janet Jackson? Why? Have they been asking about me? How long have you been married? Not nearly long enough yet. Do you want a son? Why, you have one for sale? Why do people walk? Because they don't have roller skates. Why are cats lazy? They're not, but they never let you see them working. Why can't our government be smart? I'd have to challenge the question. When people say our government isn't smart, it's because we tend to be cynical and focus on the particular needs we feel ourselves as individuals right at the moment. But if we take a step back and look at the overall performance of our government, it's fairly amazing. It's a lot like the scene in Monty Python and Life of Brian when they start questioning what the Romans ever done for them. If you look at everything our government does, it's pretty amazing. And most of it does fairly well at a fairly reasonable price. I don't think that's not smart at all. Now, they're not perfect, they're not brilliant. But if you want them to be better, we need to be more involved. How many kids do you have? 2 at home and 163 that I have visiting privileges on. What kind of supernatural power would you like to have, and would you use it for evil or good? I'm pretty satisfied with the supernatural powers I have, and I try to use them for good. Whoop, I wasn't supposed to mention that. What inspired you to become a nerd fighter? Give a shout out to Bryn and Casey, Hank and John, of course. Before them, Tom and Mike, and my mom. Nerd fighters beget nerd fighters. Do you draw good? As an English teacher, I have to point out that the question is, do I draw well? Let's find out. It's coming. It's almost done. I draw well. What day is it today? It's a good day to live. Do it. Do you like your kids? Like them? I love them. All 165. And you too. Do you like waffles? Well, I wouldn't trade my kids for them, but they're pretty great, especially when my kids make them. That's it for today. Don't forget to be awesome.